Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back to our house here in the far north. A few days ago I asked you if you had any questions about our life here, about our house, because I feel like there's still a lot I have to explain. So today I'm going to try to answer to as many questions as possible. So let's get into it. So I want to start by answering the most asked question by far, which was how much did it cost? If you're not familiar with the house market here in Norway, this might come as a big surprise, but this house was actually really affordable. That was actually one of the reasons why we decided to go for it. We paid roughly 675,000 Norwegian kroner for the house and the property, which is more or less 58,000 euros or $65,000, which I think is an amazing price. Now, obviously, we're going to spend another 40 or 50,000 euros renovating the house, but that is something we can do as we go, and we can also make more money. We paid the house up front, which was something we really wanted. We didn't want to get any loans. It just gives us a lot of peace of mind. And so, yeah, I think it was a really good deal. And if that's all you wanted to know, this is the answer. Another question a lot of people asked was, how was the process of buying a house there, especially as a foreigner? Now, I can only speak from my own experience as an EU citizen. I don't know if it's different if you are from outside of Europe. But as a European, it was actually super easy. All I had to do was apply to get a D number, which is a sort of temporary tax number here in Norway so that you can buy the house. That was really straightforward. The real estate agency took care of everything. And then I think in total, I signed probably 2 documents. Everything happened online. I was back in Portugal when we bought the house. And yeah, it was super easy. I'm moving a little bit around our garden, as I like to call it, because I want you to see the surroundings of the house. It's such a beautiful day today. It really feels like spring is coming. But at some point, I really want to give you a tour of the whole property. But anyway, someone asked about a price breakdown. I think they're referring to extra fees besides the price of the house. And that was actually pretty low as well. I've never bought houses before, so I cannot compare it to anything else. But I just took a look at the contract, and we paid roughly 20,000 Norwegian kroners on extra fees, which is more or less 1,600 euros or I think $1,900. These conversions might not be correct. But anyway, I think it's not a lot compared to the price of the house. But yeah, I don't know. You tell me, is it a lot? Are you going to renovate the house? Yes, of course. That was the whole idea when we found this house. We just saw a lot of potential, and we felt like we would be able to add a lot of value back into the house if we renovate it properly. So right now we're building the workshop downstairs because we feel like that's the first step. We just need to have a place where we can build things. And then once that's done, I think we're going to try to put a dishwasher in the kitchen because that's taking us way too much time just doing the dishes. And then once summer arrives, we're hoping to start working on the outside of the house. We're going to replace all the windows. We got quotes for that already, and we're hoping to start with that in June. And then after that, I don't know. We'll just take it as we go. But I'm pretty excited about it. How do you get internet there? That's a really good question. As you would expect, we don't have Wi-Fi here. We are off-grid when it comes to internet. And so to fix that, we've been using an eSIM from an app called Simify. If you never heard of eSIMs before, which at this point I doubt, it's basically mobile data that you can download straight to your phone so that you don't have to buy a physical SIM card or swap anything else every time you travel overseas. Here in Norway, I picked the Unlimited Europe eSIM because I'm using it every day for work. but they are available in more than 150 destinations worldwide, and the plans start at under $2 a day, so it's really affordable. To install your eSIM, all you got to do is download the Simify app, and then you choose your plan, you scan the QR code, and when you land, you just have to adjust your phone settings, and you'll be online in minutes. So if you're traveling soon, grab a Simify eSIM before you fly, and use the code BURN15 to get 15% off, or check the link in the description. Thank you, Simify, for sponsoring this video. Do you know anything about the history of the house? When was it built? I don't know much, unfortunately. The house was built between 1930 and 1940 by the grandparents of the previous owner. And the last time someone lived here was in 1996, which is actually the year I was born. So that's kind of funny. But there is a really cool picture from when the house was built. And it's really cool because there were no trees at all here. All of these trees were planted by the original owners of the house. So it's quite impressive to see how much they grew. And there was also no road. We are on an island, and so people had to come by ferry. There were no bridges at the time. And so, yeah, that's, I think, all I know about the history of the house. What's the letter on the roof for? As far as I'm concerned, this is just to be able to clean the chimney. Actually, our letter is really old, and it's not considered safe. We actually tried to get someone to clean the chimney before winter, but they're not allowed to climb these old ladders. So we're going to have to replace it at some point. But yeah, it's pretty common. Almost every house has it here. And yeah, I think that's it. What are your plans for the sheds? So in case you haven't noticed, we have 2 sheds in the property. That was another reason why we found this house so attractive. They are super old. We'll need to take them down and then build them up again if we want to renovate them properly. We've actually spoken to an architect already, and I think we would like to get drawings for them because I would like to turn them into something super cool. So I think we would turn this one into like a tiny house for guests or for renting maybe someday. And then that one is slightly bigger. So I think it would be perfect as a workshop. If someday I want to move my workshop from downstairs to here. But I don't know. We have so many things to fix on the main house first that this is not on our plans anytime soon. But yeah, it's good to dream. This is not a question, but can someone explain what this is for? It came with the house and we don't know what to do with it. I think it's missing the wheels, but yeah. Can you just explain what this is for? Why Northern Norway? That is a funny question. And I think to answer that, I first need to explain why Norway. Because you can also find very affordable houses in both Sweden and Finland. And I think in Denmark sometimes as well. But we picked Norway just because of the nature and the landscapes. It just felt more unique. Sweden and Finland are mostly covered in forests, which are super beautiful, don't take me wrong, but this just felt a bit more diverse and unique. So that's why, even though it's a little bit more expensive, both the houses and also the cost of living compared to Sweden and Finland, but we felt like it was worth it. And then to explain why the north of Norway, we just felt like this was the full experience because we have the polar night during the winter, we have the midnight sun during the summer, we have the northern lights, we have these crazy mountains, we have a lot of snow. It just felt too good to not take the risk, if that makes sense. Would you consider painting the house any other color? That is a really good question, and honestly, I would love to have your input on that. Jule and I really like the white, and I think it really matches the green around the house, and also it looks really good with the snow when it's all white. But we also have to think about the sheds, because if we're going to renovate them, I think we don't want to keep them white. It would be a bit boring having everything in white. So we don't know. We are open to changing the color. We're definitely not going to paint it red. I think that's out of question. But yeah, if you have any ideas, just let us know in the comments. Which website have you used to find the house? We used a website called fin.no. That's the most used website here in Norway for houses and also secondhand stuff. There are some other websites, but I would recommend sticking to fin.no because it is an official website and I can confirm that you can actually buy houses there. How did you check the house structurally, or was it a gamble? I mean, I think it's always a gamble when you're buying an old house. The previous owner gave us the keys for a few days, which was really nice of her. So we could check the house properly. And to be honest, we didn't find anything that was like a deal breaker. So we just trusted and we went for it. And so far, things have been fine. But I think usually you have to start taking things down in order to find the problems. So we'll see. Can we get a house tour? Yes, the house tour is coming soon. We just haven't had the time to film it yet, but we really want to do it, especially before we start taking things down. So yeah, that's coming soon. Okay, one last question to end this Q&A. A lot of you asked about my hands, which is very kind of you. My hands are doing better. This is a very slow process, so I'm not fully healed yet, but I can already do a lot more things. Like I'm able to use some tools, which feels really good. I'm also able to edit these videos, which is a big relief because if I'm not able to edit videos, I'm not able to make money. So that feels really, really good. And yeah, I hope they continue to heal slowly. And yeah, thank you so much for all these questions. I hope things are a little bit more clear now. I'm really enjoying making these videos and living here. It still feels unreal sometimes, but I'm really happy to share this journey with you. And yeah, I hope you're doing well, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Yeah.